All right, Mr. Hermit. Well, what are we going to manifest? First, I want to tell you a little story. I ran into a shaman, and everyone's like, oh, God. I didn't even mean to. It was at a wedding in New Jersey, very dapper wedding, from a very well to do and successful family. And you would not expect any of them to show up and be like, I'm a shaman now. But this gentleman looked me straight in the eyes. We knew of each other, although we haven't seen each other in quite some time, but he knows my older brothers. I'm friends with his younger brother. And, when we saw each other, we clicked very well. And he looked me in the eyes and he's like, that dream that you want to make, a channel or something, right? That thing you want to make, it works. If you do that and focus on it for 3 months, your life is completely different, never the same. And I'm like, how do you know this? He's like, you have the energy. He's like, no one else in this place has this energy that you have. He's like, I could see it as if it's already done. And I was like, do you really? And he just went, 3 months. And I know exactly what he meant. It resonated with me. And I'm pretty sure he appreciated my energy as well, because some of the stuff he would say, I'd already be there with something just as, well, eccentric to answer with. And I could see with his smile, he's like, oh man, like, yeah, you are on this level. I, as strange as it is, that little bit, that little interaction. And he ran up to me again later and he was like, I mean it. He's like, I'm not kidding. I don't just say this to people. And his mother, who was an Italian mother, would be the first person to walk up and be like, oh, get out of here. Don't listen to him. Like she was like, oh, did he have a moment? I don't want to say his name. Maybe I'll say his name later. But he's like, oh, did he have one of his moments? You should adhere to it. No, you shouldn't use the word adhere. But she was like, you should do it. You should listen to it. And because we're at the point that we don't even question it. When he has one of his moments, we just believe him. Apparently, he's been having these little epiphanous moments, epiphany moments for quite a while. And let's see what it's all about. So here's the weird thing. When I told my girlfriend, at the time at least, where's something? I'll explain. Everything's fine. When I told her about it, she's the first person who usually be like, oh, wow, that's amazing, but we should probably burn some sage. You know what I mean? Like, she'd be like right on that level of like, some slightly, at least respecting mystic stuff. I don't want to use the word mysticism. Fuck mysticism, but she'd be right on that level usually, and she was like, "What the heck?" She's like, "I thought you were going back to school, and now like you're talking about some shaman told you you're supposed to go on a journey and make this channel." And she's like, "I thought you were coming down to where she goes to school to live there, and it is more complex than me just not wanting to go down there. We wouldn't be living together for at least like 2 or 3 months, and I can go down there in 2 or 3 months and do that." And I felt like this was a valid thing. Well, she didn't think so, and she was like, "We gotta take some time off because you're talking about shamans, and I'm in school. She's in grad school, and well, within about 4 or 5 days of that, I well thinking about all this and still thinking about the shaman. I think it's like, oh man, if I do, I have to make this. I started making the channel. I Not this one. I have another one. Same 3 questions, also on X, and I started making it, doing these interviews, and things started just coming together. And when my girlfriend told me she didn't want me to go down to school there, but I actually wasn't even accepted yet. So like I still had options of where I wanted to go. Well, I got accepted just a few days later, and I realized I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not going to go down there. So what if I just do the classes that I can do for my graduate program? Some of them you can do online. I was like, why don't I do the ones online now? Well, within 6 minutes of me setting up all my online classes and also having my job all set to like per diem, that I'll work 1 week a month, but no more than that. Everything else going towards making the channel. Within 6 months of setting up my classes, which was like the final facet of all this, one of my stock options on a Friday and after hours, which is never when these crazy spikes happen. It went up 50%, and then come Monday, it went up to 100%. And I made enough money, not to lose my inhibitions and my mind, you know, but like I made enough that I can go and make this channel rather comfortably. I can actually stop working for a little bit and make this my new job. And what I was doing while I was really when this, and what a blessing, I'm still so grateful. But what I was doing was very specifically focusing on it as if it had already happened, and that this would be the way that it pays for PA school, that it pays for everything I want to do. Because let's be real, if I go to PA school without some way of making money, uh, 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 I will have to probably refinance or get a second mortgage on my house or something, and like, I mean, I would have to remortgage my house, and I don't want to do that. I mean, obviously, but if I was able to take this time to really prove myself, make something bigger than myself that really helps people, maybe, no, certainly, and it already is the way that I'm going to pay for school and live in absolute abundance and happiness and really do good for the world. I feel like I was supposed to do this a long time ago, and I was getting cold feet. And now I feel like I'm 100% ready, and to do this would be walking in the presence of the Lord. And I'm just dedicating everything to making this channel. I can make, so that one's going to be called Same 3 Questions. The other channel that I want to be just me doing silly shit, talking about shamans and stuff, that name, let's just say I'm dumb and I accidentally locked the name for 14 days. Come 14 days from now, I will be using that name. But for now, Radiation Hermit for 14 days, and I will show you the videos that I am listening to while I manifest this. I like the Neville Goddard stuff. Neville Goddard. It's so the trick is to believe it as if it already is yours. Live in the gratefulness of it, feel the feelings of it, the sensations of gratitude and abundance and happiness, and like just needs fulfilled, not in a state of want, in a state of gracious abundance. And right when it happened, because the first thing I used to think when I would try to, like, you know, can I, oh God, let this go up, please, let my stocks go up, I would hear back, yeah, Anthony, sure, but did you make the channel yet? I swear to goodness, that would always be the essence I got back, whether that was from my own head or whether that was truly from something else. That was exactly what I would hear. And lo and behold, just a few days after the channel was made and the classes were picked and the pathway was set, ta-da! And then, of course, I go hang out with my girlfriend, who I don't know what's going on with us at the moment, but we had like an absolutely fantastic time together. You know, it was wonderful. And what was her sentiment? As if I didn't already think we're in enough of a simulation. Her sentiment was, I want you to go and chase your dreams. And we weren't on bad terms, but she's down in school. And truly, it's not a time, if I'm going to do this, it's not a time for me to be landlocked down there, you know, especially if I was going to class in person. But now that I have online classes and I have my job down to a minimum, 4 days a month, and I have this little windfall of cash, we can send it. So I've been planning trips with my buddies that we're going to be, well, over the next 3 months, I'm going all over the country. And I'm going to just be asking the same 3 questions to everyone I possibly can. At the moment, I'm in the Austin metropolitan area. Not Boston, Austin, Texas metropolitan area. And it's good to be back in Texas, let me tell you. I will be focusing on that here. Second will be Park City. Third, we'll be going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Taos, and maybe some other place in that area. We'll be driving around in New Mexico. That's where my buddy wanted to go, so I said, sure. We're going to do a Charleston trip. We're going to Las Vegas and Arizona down by Lake Havasu, where my cousin lives. We might go back to New Jersey, but like, honest to goodness, after that last stint in New Jersey, I could never go back ever again and be completely okay with it. But New York would be a solid place for all this. Maybe. Might get shanked, but we'll find out. We'll go everywhere, man. Where I would love to go back to Colorado. By the way, Colorado and Texas is so similar. They argue like two siblings that are arguing who's dad's favorite. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, one's blue and one's red. But when it comes to the issues, like, yeah, well, what about, do you need guns? Even Coloradans are like, oh, no, you need those. We have bears and mountain lions. What are you going to do? Fight that off with a stick? So they get it, you know? But anyway, I digress. I am going to send it. I already have sent it, and it is already come into my life in a beautiful and fantastic and fulfilling way. And this is like a dream of mine to launch my channel. So I'm going to be manifesting this over these next 2 weeks. I am also making a trading channel, and I'm going to take a portion of what I made, and we are going to do, I like doing technical analysis and making charts. I'll make some charts on my phone. I'll show you me making the trade, and let's see what happens. And I'm going to, yet again, with all of my conscious capabilities, I'm going to manifest a big win. Cool. Thanks for listening, everyone. I know that was kind of long, but I just wanted to fill you in on what's going on. I'll explain how I'm going to manifest and all those things in a moment. Thank you.